the Soul Shack Adventures. We are a D&D party group that adventures. Stay tuned for some good stuff.
On my enemy's face.
Hello, Sonia, my love.
Hey, where's that gold at?
What are we doing here, man?
Jesus, Jehoshaphat! Where did this fucking hat come from?
Come on, Conan. Let's go.
It feels good to be back.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Make surfboards with my bunyip.
Shall I play you a tune?
I don't even care about the gold anymore.
Oh my gosh, what an introduction. Well, today we're going to see if Nemeana can be revived. But what were the details of the last episode? I can't quite remember. Oh, yes, I actually do remember. Super did this meditation thing in the back of Astor's in Egbert's backyard. He talked to some druids who said that natural deaths were something that they could not interfere with, but they gave some potential hooks for the party to follow up on. One was a lost item that was being delivered to King Irma, King of Ironton, but got lost in the bog. Stolen potentially, as rumored by harpies. This item can apparently reverse death itself. The other was a more famous druid named Eno. Potentially had the powers, in a way, to reverse death in some sort of fashion. But the only problem is they did not know exactly where he was. Traveling toward the mountains, he lives very wild and untraced. Yes, untraced. Super came back on his long journey from the woods to find he never actually even left Astor's backyard. Bum, bum, bum. I take it Super is getting better at his meditation practices. So much so, he meditates past his own perception. As Shotutatu and Sparkmaster traveled throughout Alabasta to Hemingway's espionage services. They talked to Hemingway, who spoke ill of Julian and the power he was gaining throughout town. He gave some clues of different things that have happened recently since the absence of the party, as well as some interesting details that Julian's crew was kind of cracking down on Hanna-Barbera Incorporated, and maybe some other details. As Shotutatu and Sparkmaster left, they went to the famous Dragon's Nug, where they continued to rip monkey shots and dance to their heart's content. And a large dwarf came and pat everyone on the back countless times, prying a little bit of information out of them of what they're doing around town. The whole bar started laughing and giggling about Julian's daughter. Gabriella? No. Apparently he had another one. Is this daughter the answer that you're looking for? She lives on the beach, full of scabs, but maybe has the powers you need. You leave the bar. And that is where we pick up on today's episode of Shawshank Adventures. And then I think that's when you play the normal theme song. Let's go ahead and play it again so I can get my notes.
we doing here, man?
Faces, Jehoshaphat! Like, where did this fucking hat come from?
Come on, Conan. Let's go.
It feels good to be back.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Make surfboards with my bunyip.
Shall I play you a tune?
I don't even care about the gold anymore.
All right. Hey, wine is good. So are monkey shots. Before we start, what is everyone drinking? Let's see if there's any inspiration to be handed out.
Water.
It was cherry moonshine. However, it's already gone.
I got rum.
I have rum
Well,
too.
my God.
Yeah.
Well, I think, Rockmaster, you prepared for this. Consider yourself inspired.
Ooh.
This means at any point, when you have to make a roll, you can choose to roll again. And pick the
All
higher.
right.
But you must call it before you make the initial roll.
Okay. So I can't see a bad roll and then claim to have inspiration and reroll.
Correct.
Okay.
Because then you would be uninspired by your shitty roll.
And does inspiration stick beyond this session, or is it? Is this a? Okay, got it.
Because we're so bad at actually using our inspiration, it has to
You're
be
entirely correct. You're entirely correct.
Okay.
I think I've given out inspiration every episode for 30 episodes straight, and it only got used once.
It's true.
But damn it, Nemeana probably wished he had inspiration. Actually, Nemeana, did you actually have inspiration?
He did have inspiration at one time.
At
and
one
I
time.
kept texting to him, use it.
Yeah, that was whenever we were fighting like the really weird Drake wyvern things.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I didn't use it. I almost died. Whew, that sucked.
Well.
And then I did.
Some of us did die in the fight of the wyverns.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. Well, you still have Sparkmaster.
We seem to be done. We seem to be cutting it close quite frequently.
All right. Back to Shorthack Adventures. Super. You, Sparkmaster, and Show Tutatu, traveling out of the Dragon's Nub. Its bustling interior, now with some sense of a plan of what exactly to pursue. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. You take pause on your swift exit to see someone getting beaten in the alley near the bar. A stout dwarf looks up just before being punted in the gut. He keels over out of wind. This is Elor, the very boisterous and somewhat prying dwarf who had given each of you a big pat on the back over 24 times throughout the course of the evening. The startling pats must have fallen on some ill-received shoulders, you think. He calls out Shotu Tatu's name, mentions Hanna-Barbera Incorporated. Super. Or Sparkmaster? Yes, Sparkmaster. You realize that Hanna-Barbera Incorporated was some sort of an undercover something. As Shotu Tatu, in disguise, was pulled out, a small child came out of the corner and began to wave at you all.
Hey,
Shotu
little
Tatu
child.
walks up directly to this individual, open arms to ask him questions, and was landed with a punch to the face, knocked out cold, falls to the ground. Sparkmaster, Shumper, you are there, your companion, falls to the ground, his disguise fades. The red horns begin to show and protrude over his hood of who he pretended to be before. What is it that you all do? By the way, isn't the my fake background really interactive?
Very definitely.
Real time response. Is
Yeah.
there like a blanket or something around?
Yeah, we got a cover show up.
Wait a minute.
You could find some sort of tarps or things like this.
I cast mold earth and I mold the earth around his head so nobody can see it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
You have about 10 seconds to go, and then it will be their turn.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, wait a second. I gotta go look for something. Is there any chance I find a blanket or like
Don't you move?
What I cast minor illusion on Show's face to make him look like his original disguise and suggest, Super, maybe we should move his body out of view. This is only going to last about a minute.
But they're not. But they don't want us to move though. We can't move. We can't move.
Okay, so
we can't move.
As you cast that, I need dice because these guys need some perception rolls. Do a slight. How do you want to do this? I would say do a just dexterity, just quick twitch muscles to see if you can react fast enough to disguise him before he lost his disguise.
All right. I am gonna roll a dex. Now I roll a 6.
Okay.
Which is probably not gonna cut it.
They rolled really shitty on perception rolls too, so let's set the DC at 10.
Well, I'll use my inspiration. Oh wait, I can't. Oh, I can't.
I'll fucking I'll think and allow it because nobody ever uses it.
I'll use it.
You're inspired.
Okay, I got a 9 this time. It doesn't help.
Much better.
That's it. Hey, at least I used my inspiration.
You know what? Get on you, man. Get on you.
As he gets knocked out, the individual, the leader of the group, who seems to have knocked him out, wasn't watching him as he fell. He was looking straight at the rest of the party. As he fell, the horns begin to shape. Your hands kind of moved out in front of you and cast minor illusion. You see one of the individuals back by Elor look up and start following him down and might have caught the hint of his horns, but then immediately looks back up at you, as you are also a somewhat intimidating figure and the potential of combat is on everyone's mind. No, little one, don't you move. What brings you around these parts? You all Hanna-Barbera Incorporated?
What is this Hanna-Barbera Incorporated of which you speak?
Are you lying to me?
You tell us, and then we'll tell you whether or not we're part of it.
Are you friends with the layman on the ground here?
Friends with the
You're
layman?
outnumbered individuals. And we are not a party to be messed with. I can assure you this.
I'm acquainted with the man on the ground, but we just met tonight inside this establishment.
Ah, good. And carry on your way. You know what's best for you.
Might I ask what this jovial dwarf who was friendly with us has done to deserve his fate?
He's broken some local laws.
Which laws?
That is for the court to determine.
And you, I guess.
We are just the enforcers.
All right.
All right. On you go. I'm here under Julian's orders. We don't like mischief around these parts. Move along.
So I
The
glance
two-
at Super, glance down at Sho, who I presume is still incapacitated.
And he's watching you, seeing how you react to Super, or how you react to Sho.
Be like, one too many drinks again. Our buddy here has had. Like, come on, Bucko. You went at
He's
it
always had a
hard.
problem. He's always had a problem with the monkey shots. We gotta get him home.
Hey, hold it
And-
right there. You said you just met him.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you ever had a drinking partner that you met one night, and then all of a sudden, after a night of monkey shots, you just become close friends?
What do you mean he's always had a problem?
I mean, he always has. The 24 hours we've known him.
Yeah, I mean he's had a problem since I've known him.
Roll me a deception check. Sparkmaster. Super.
Both of us, okay. Ooh, this might be a good one. It should be 18 total.
7.
Ooh.
You need better dice. I mean, I know that you're probably rolling with the computer, but you need better dice.
He's
Computer
looking right
dice are.
He's looking right at you, Sparkmaster, and begins to walk forward to you. His feet stepping past where Shotutatu is laying unconscious. I'm not going to say it again. And the rest of his party reach down to their swords and sabers.
Say what again?
Make your way.
Well, we were, and we will continue to do so. And so then, like, I kind of start dragging Sho.
Describe to me how that looks.
It's basically me.
How tall are you, Super?
I'm like 3 feet.
So as you grab his leg, the individual comes up and steps on it and pushes it back to the ground and gives you a shove. This is your
What?
last chance. Or I will arrest you under the authority of Julian as well.
Where are you going to take him?
We haven't decided yet.
I thought you were just the enforcers. Now you're making decisions of where to carry bodies? And Super gives him this look like,
He pulls a saber out and puts it right to your nose as you're standing right in front of him.
gee, hypocrites.
Begins to walk forward
While it's at my nose?
while it's at your nose.
So I
You can,
like,
feel the point pushing into you.
well, I mean, I back up and I'm like, all right, you hypocrite, you do what you gotta do under the orders of Julian. Oh, look at you, Julian's little boy.
My friend here has also had a little bit in the bar tonight as well. I assure you, he means no harm.
I would assume so. That's the only reason I'm giving you so much leniency.
I think we've all had moments where we've had one too many monkey shots. I think we'll be on our way.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
Now, is there any way we can walk and pretend to get away and peek around, monitor what's going on, where they're taking him?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can definitely hide around the corner. It's quite late in the evening. There are still people walking around, but hiding in the shadows is something you can definitely do, especially with full plate armor and rolling a disadvantage for stealth.
Ooh.
Would you guys like to have a conversation before you do so? All right, we'll move over to Xander now. A little earlier in the day, Xander, you were in town searching for a place of healing.
Correct.
Looking around, you were taken to the ruins of the Temple of the Lawhammer. Apparently, in ruins, I mean ruins. There is a place of crumbled rock and stone that has been overgrown with grass, much of it removed. Flowers that lay here seem to have almost been run over or stamped on. You found no place for healing, at least of a religious type. Traveling around, you do find a few herbal shops. You can buy health potions for 50, or some things that give you temporary hit points. 10 temporary hit points for 10 gold.
Is there anything in the apothecary that can do the job we're looking to have done?
Nothing as far as resurrection magic or anything close to approaching that. This all seems to be all very herbal and nothing to the rarity that matches the bill. Nothing really above common magic healing spells.
Now, what's the size of Alabest? Is it a small town? Is it a thriving city? Is it a...
Yeah, Alabast, from what you can see walking around, is an absolute thriving city. It's the trade capital of this island of St. Benedict's. And where Ironton was more of a small fishing town, old mining town that had built up around whatever culture it had, this seems to be a melting pot of ships coming in and traders from all over the place. From different continents, even. This island is halfway between two major continents and the only place to resupply ships that get caught in storms or things of the like. There's talk about a dragon turtle that's sinking ships, and there's a lot of people who seem to be stranded here as well. Of all mix of lives, all mix of stories and heritage and races. The amount of magic items in this town seem exquisitely low. There are a lot. It's a trade town. It's a resupply town, but the carts and things in the market center, which is probably 4 or 5 times larger than that of Ironton, don't have anything of exceptional magical rarity by any means. Mostly, it's trades of trinkets. Older things that may be smuggled in, and then the rich amount of furs and fruits that seem to be from this island itself.
Okay. Finding the Temple of the Lawhammer, and that is the only temple in the entire city?
That was the only temple in the entire city. It no longer stands and has been razed.
Well, I would know that if one place of worship falls, even if it's underground, there's going to be another one that comes up. But I need to find someone that is in charge of it. So my next trek is going to be to the harbor master.
Mm-hmm. You move to the harbor and you notice probably about 12 ships, huge ships. And looking off the coast, you see probably 6 more waiting to take dock, though there is limited dock space.
So it will be an approach to the harbor master and good sir, I am in need of a healer. Perhaps have you noticed a high level, a man of the cloth on any of the ships at port?
Ah, well, hello, and I've never seen you before. Who are you?
Now, it's been a while since I've passed through here. I've spent most of my time in Ironton lately. Just recently made my way back down.
Ah, probably importing some of the lumber equipment, eh?
Well, that and a little bit other things.
Ah, yes. I think right next to your ship over there, it's a strange bunch. They apparently worship the very dirt that we all stand on and despise anybody who stands on it. Strange crew of individuals, but they say they're from some sort of a cloth. They're here for resupply, but refuse to leave their ship. You're welcome to try to venture aboard if you'd like. At your own risk, of course.
I do appreciate it. Have you noticed anyone else, or are they the only ones?
They're the only ones in port right now.
Do you know who's off port right now? The ones waiting?
No. They haven't touched base yet. Those 6 just pulled in. We're about to do a little ship off of 2 more. If you wait a few minutes, someone will probably come in. And a few of the bigger vessels always have someone of the cloth aboard to bless them on their journey.
Right. Well, I will do that, but in the meantime, I may just have a chat at one of these ships over here. Mm-hmm. You say it's this one here?
Yeah, the really eerie looking one. That's her.
Right. Well, thank you very much. If you don't see me back soon, send the guard to get me.
I might.
I'll make my way over to the ship, to the gangplank.
All right. Yeah, as you're walking down the dock, you see probably about 13 individuals, all in black cloth, all sitting there, bare feet, looking out, some almost snarling at people, spitting overboard. In a few, you notice as you're walking up to the boat, a little nervous to board, you look back, and if you were actually walking behind you down the dock as well, a couple, 2 individuals in black cloth and sandals.
It sure would be nice to get back onto the sea again, wouldn't it?
Right. This blessing here does not last forever.
No. I love the land, but some of these people, they're just, I can't take them.
Neither can we. Give me a persuasion check. Fucking pigs, if you ask me. Wallow around in the holy soil. We step down only because of our sustenance needs to be reawakened. We do so with the full blessing of that rock, God in which created us all.
I couldn't. Now, okay, with my religion check, can I determine who they're speaking of?
Go ahead and try. You need an 18. He's a very rare.
I got an 8. Is that close enough?
Yeah.
You're only missing 1 digit.
Just missing a 1. Come on.
Just 1 off.
Yeah.
No, I got it. I got 11 perception. Got an 8 on the religion. It's like, I'm afraid I don't know who you speak of, but they sound fascinating. Perhaps it's just what I'm looking for.
Would you like to hear more about it?
I would be honored.
What is it that you are looking for?
I have a companion. And it's not his time to go into the earth. And I seek someone of great power who can keep him from going under.
I understand.
Does your God have that kind of power?
Ha ha. Our God does, but why deprive somebody of such a beautiful passing? We all wait until the moment we can become dust again. If only the earth will accept us. Is he poisoned or something?
He was not that fortunate. He
Aye.
was beaten to death.
Chewed on too.
They start whispering toward each other.
He suffered a horrible death, but I know that he would be honored to suffer that death again.
Roll me another persuasion check. Well done.
$30.
Excuse me?
Persuasion's a plus 11, bro.
Oh my god.
I'm just going to let you describe exactly how this goes down. Just give me the full dialogue, how they react, and everything.
Boom, here's a magic crystal.
This is about welcoming you in and entertaining your quorum.
My friend, he's a black cat. He's already dark as night, wears robes the color of you all the time. He's suffered in a mighty battle where he took a beating like you've never seen. The ceiling itself ate him and spit him back out. He was so foul. Threw him to the ground. Before I was able to get there, I could see the life snuff from his eyes, but I knew in that last instance that he wanted more.
The ceiling, not even the ground took him. Where does he lay now? I can't pull him fertilization from the earth itself. The very gem of that privilege would be ungodly to me. Has he started to decay?
Not yet. He might even still be a wee bit warm.
You see one of them lick their lips. Cat, you say?
He's a fine feline, but a fine companion as well. Saved my arse numerous times.
Aye. Where do you hail from? Your accent is quite peculiar.
Place called the UK.
Far away to the southern mainland.
Bring him to our ship. We will see about what we can do.
Well, he's not pervy to the water now. I could probably bring him to the dock, but if he woke up on the water, he would be in all kinds of salts.
Two of us can come down to the dock. Bring him here. We'll evaluate what we can do.
Now, I don't want you to think that I'm a mooch. I'm willing to pay for your services and to honor the God that you serve.
We would assume. And more so, if you can go out and acquire supplies for us, it would save us blessing our damn feet and give us the goods we need to stay seafaring.
Well,
We are
I would be
zealots.
honored.
We're going out, spreading our word, Anybody who sets foot on the ground without blessing shall perish. You, of course, will give a pass.
I would be honored to bring you your supplies. I'll even pay for them myself.
He starts scribbling down a note.
If
List of things
we can bring him back.
Bring a first load, as well as him. That'll pay for us to look after him. The rest will be payment for anything we can do.
Fair enough. I shall return shortly.
One of them goes, "There's only 1 minute left. We must get back to the ship." And they all go, "Ah!" And they all tiptoe down the brig and up and go, whoosh, and rip their flip-flops off. And the rest of them start scrubbing his feet and saving every speckle of dirt. And they put into a holy coif of sorts. They hold up into the front of their ship and start doing some seances.
All right. I will walk back to the harbor master.
Okay.
And hand him the initial list. Say, good sir, can you have your men gather these supplies? I will pay. Yes. Have this gathered for me right away, and it's 10 platinum for you.
I see. You realize that's twice as much as this order calls for.
I need this order completed, and hopefully one after that.
Aye.
But I need it done post-haste.
Who shall I put the order in for?
Put it in for Xander Redinax.
Xander Redinax, pleasure is mine.
I will be back shortly.
He goes and pulls a kid up, no more than 10 years old, runs up. He runs down the list, and the kid runs away and starts talking to a mob of kids who are kind of working the docks themselves.
And I will go back to the house and look for Sumper and Nemeana.
All right. Woo! Sumper, you and Sparkmaster have pulled away from this.
Now, well, let me ask you, Mike. Are they at nighttime?
They are at nighttime.
So I'm still in daytime.
You are still in daytime. Yes. It is safe to say you are unable to find them for the next 6 hours.
So is there a wheelbarrow or something around?
There is. And actually, there's a wheelbarrow right next to Nemeana.
I'm still lying there lifeless. Right where they left me.
Nemeana, roll for dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still dead.
Okay. Just checking.
Right,
what's my modifier for that, by the way?
It's just 0.
Okay, cool.
0.
So I will take Nemeana and place him in a wheelbarrow, take a blanket, put it over top of him, just kind of bundle him up so he looks like he's sleeping.
Yes.
And begin to wheel him back towards the dock.
Okay.
Anybody that looks at me, it was a rough night. Got to get him back to the ship.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the dragon's no going sure. Fucking tourists.
Keep pushing the tongue back in. Get back in there.
Fucking tourists. And one guy says, "Oh, it smells like cat piss." And then,
well, look at him.
So let's say after an hour of looking for the rest of your party unsuccessfully, you're able to put him on the wheelbarrow and bring him back. You're a little sketched out, seeing you're outnumbered and you're wheeling this dead body around, but you have one goal in mind, and that's to bring him back, and this is the way to do it. You go back to the ship. You go back to the docks. Half of the goods that you had ordered are placed up and stacked. The dock master, the port master, sees you and calls you over and says, "We have at least half of the shipment. Are you pulling a favor for these zealots?"
It's more of an arrangement.
Completely understand. Half the payment now, and we'll be sure to get the rest lined up. You can start loading it right away.
Very good. So I'll give him 5 platinum.
All right. You take it, pockets it. He goes over the inventory. He goes over the inventory a bit with you, and there's a ton of silks, a ton of iron and steel devices for hull maintenance, different sea voyaging supplies, several crates of blades, scimitars and daggers. There's a number of bows as well needed, new sails, and rations for, in your supply, 10 weeks, it seems, for the whole ship. There are a few lesser magical items in a crate that are more trinkets and blessed things than anything truly magical. And the dockmaster assures you of this and says, "Don't worry. These will fly completely under the radar. Just a small boon for the price you paid."
I'm sure they'll be appreciative. So is this on the dock, or is this over at their ship?
This is, so the dock goes, and their ship's at kind of the end of the dock. Mm-hmm. This is on the ground part. So it just has to be brought down the dock and loaded onto the ship. There are cranes that seem to be loading crates onto ships, all down the docks. And he says that you have one.
Okay. So they'll take care of loading this stuff?
If that's what you desire.
Right. So, very well. I will let you know. So I will wheel my drunken friend down to their ship.
Really smells like cat piss over here.
He couldn't find his litter box. So, I have your stuff getting loaded up now. Is there any way you can take a look at our friend?
One of the heads pops up over the ship. Yes. Comes down. 2 guys, they put on their flip-flops. They get their flip-flops blessed. They get water poured on them. They get dirt patted on them from this holy thing. It takes about 10 minutes for them to exit their ship. But eventually, they make their way down. You holding the dead body, you find the whole thing kind of awkward. But it's what you must do. They come to you. Is this him?
This is him.
He is in ill shape. I suggest you bring him aboard, and we can give him a full evaluation from our highest clerics.
Well,
he doesn't look so good. I think time is of the essence.
I do agree with that, but I also did agree that we would evaluate him on the dock, because I didn't want him on a ship if he was to awaken.
Yes, and I evaluate that time is of the essence, and every minute it really matters. He is in much worse shape than I imagined when you said dead. I didn't realize you meant dead for several days. You
It has
said,
not been several days.
well, his hair's all jumbled in a bunch, and he's starting to bald over here.
Well, I placed him in a ball to make him look like a drunk. I have your stuff at the head of the dock. If he can be healed here, that stuff is yours. Your supplies are there and you can be on your way.
You do excellent work, sir. Logistics, I give you an A plus. But I must tell you, we can't do anything on the dock, for all of our relics are deep within the hull.
Well, sir,
Come aboard. We'll give you a feast.
as much as I appreciate the offer, I am going to have to ask you that and I'm going to possibly pick up a what?
What's the matter? We can hook you up with your own blessed sandals. You can walk this earth worry-free once you convert.
We're not with him,
gonna-
are we?
No.
Yeah, okay. Because I got things to say.
And I'm going to suggest that it is in the best opinion of everyone for the circumstances that he be healed here on the dock. And I'm going to cast suggestion on him.
Okay, on one of them?
On the one that I'm talking with.
Okay,
Or whoever looks like he's the most in charge.
sure.
Oh, gosh.
Go ahead and read suggestion to us. So all of our one audience member.
You suggest a course of action and magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect. The suggestion must be worded in such a manner to make the course of action sound reasonable.
A DC save of what?
For me, it's a DC save of 16. You saw. Well, I see a die.
Unfortunate.
Does he realize it was done if he passes?
The target must make a wisdom saving throw on a failed save. It pursues the course of action best described in its ability. The suggested course of action can continue for the entire duration. It does not say.
Okay.
So there is no.
He comes up to you and says, I'm sorry, sir. I know your friend is in a bad way. I just don't think I could ever convince the true clerics of our order to bring relics out of our blessed ship. There's no way to heal him at all. There's no hope, even, to heal him at all without these relics. But I must suggest, it's no guarantee.
Very well. Let's speak with your clerics.
Come right in. You begin to walk aboard. I have to use the restroom, and then we're going to cut over to Super and Sparkmaster and see what it is about they're doing. After this break from our sponsors.
We don't have any sponsors.
Not yet.
Besides me. Oh, but we can talk about this.
I'll sponsor the show.
He'll sponsor it.
Yeah, I'll sponsor it.
It's the Soompa Show.
It's the Sofa Show.
I'm like, I rolled a whole nother character expecting to play him, and now I'm like getting like this really weird hope of, oh, I'm gonna be able to play Nemeana again. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not. And then, huh?
I don't think that's gonna happen. At least not anytime soon.
What, me playing Nemeana again?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Whatever these weirdos that Xander's talking to.
Man, I was thinking they were Ilmater.
Who's that?
They were like, they like self-inflict pain on themselves, but it's not sounding right to me. So I just hope they're not like some kind of cannibal weird.
Yeah, they're gonna eat feline body, eat dead cat.
They did seem to be interested when they found out he was a cat.
Maybe they'll do more since he is a cat. You never know. Look on the bright side of things.
True.
Maybe they would have shunned him if he was a dog. Or an owl, I should say.
Oh, man.
We shall see.
No, I don't want to see.
I'll be right back.
I mean, going down in the hull of the ship is, to me, is like, going underwater. It's like, I don't want to go down there.
Yeah. I understand that. This will be an interesting interaction.
Well, I mean, I don't want to die either.
Well, yeah, I don't want you to die either. Don't die for me or Nemeana, but whenever he said that he was balding, like on the top of his head, I was like, oh man, his next milestone is going to be finding a way to cure his baldness. So this will be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting.
Let's see. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. I was hoping I would be able to find a cleric or something. I thought the docks was a good way to go.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great way. You can find a lot of people in the docks. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. So,
all right. What do you think there, Soupy?
I got nothing.
Yeah, what should we be doing here?
I don't know.
Like, is it normal to? This is just I don't want to metagame too much, but like this is my first game. Is it normal to spend this much effort like reviving someone, or is it like what usually happens in this case?
Usually they stay dead.
Yeah.
But we're just like, we're already here because we're trying to because that's what we originally came here for, right? And we have at least another
this is technically the first day of his death.
Right.
How long has it been?
It's been
not
1
even
minute.
We left there as soon as he died and went through the portal.
Right. And the portal like regenerates it'll be like another 6 days until it regenerates.
So I mean, we're really like 8 hours into him dying.
Something like that, I guess. Yeah, because I guess we didn't go to sleep yet, did we?
No.
So
Yeah.
let's say, Xander, you're probably about 10 hours in. The other guys are maybe about 14 hours in. 16 because they stayed at the bar all night.
That's right.
Yeah, usually whenever someone dies, it's kind of like, okay, if Revivify isn't a thing, it usually is. After the first minute, it's like, okay, done. But
have you ever played in Shore Shack?
I have not. Yeah. Well, so a lot of things happen in Shore Shack. Ever played in Shore Shack?
No.
It's like, oh,
where you have players that care about their party members.
This is insane.
What happens when you invest so much fucking time in your backstory? Yeah?
Honestly, I really like that cat. That 6'1" cat.
What's your second character? Are you kind of doing him?
What now?
All right.
Okay,
yeah. Sparkmaster Super. Sparkmaster Super.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys are able to hide away for a bit, and you want to hide within eyesight of these individuals, or just get into a place. Describe to me exactly what your intentions are. First, have a conversation with each other, because you don't know what each other's intentions are until you talk.
Are we within? Can we have a private conversation, or are we still too close to
the? Think you can have a private conversation. Okay.
Classic DM answer.
So Super, I obviously do not want to leave show here with these thugs from Julian, as I've gathered they are. But I don't really feel we're in a position with show unconscious and missing Xander and Nemeana to do ourselves any good by mounting a defense of show. How do we want to just stick close and observe where they're taking him? What do you think they would be taking him? I fear that they're taking him to Julian or worse, some sort of detention facility.
I mean, yeah, I think we should stick with show, and I think we should be sneaky. I know that you are not the sneakiest of people, though. But I was thinking maybe I'll like transform into like a rat or something like that, and I could kind of follow them along.
I think that's a great idea.
Maybe not a rat, because a rat, like if somebody sees me like, oh, there's a rat, and then they try to kill me. So maybe not a rat, but I think maybe I'll do like a cat or something like that.
I think that's a great idea. So
we'll be like, oh, we'll see you never. Like, you'll never see us again. You apparently the enforcers that also dictate what happens. You hypocrites. Ooh, and then I like mock him like with the sword thing, like, ooh, goodbye. And then I leave. And then I run away.
we run around the corner.
Okay, Sparkmaster follows then, I guess.
You guys already ran around the corner. That's where you're having.
Okay, we're already gone.
I'm just like shouting into the streets. Then like hella like I'm still like hella salty.
You're very superly like exaggerating the things that you wish you did and did do.
Yep.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah,
he totally won that imaginary fight.
Right, exactly. Well, I guess I do like kind of peek around the corner to make sure they're nowhere like near. Like, are they near?
There's nobody like encroaching and trying to listen to you.
Right.
They're completely. Two of the individuals are reaching down, kind of poking at Shochu Tatu. One of them's kind of picking his pockets. The other one has the dwarf down, who seems to be kind of regaining himself a little bit.
Got you. I turn into a cat in the meantime.
All right.
Like, and I want to look like a street kind of cat.
You look pretty shitty from a cat.
Nice. Nice.
Like your hair is definitely not all in one direction.
Right. And then I'll I'm not sure exactly what this alley looks like, but could I somehow get like onto the roof of one of the buildings so I could like kind of look down on them? I want to essentially follow them from the roofs while being like stealthy, you know.
Yes, give me a perception check.
Perception check. All right. Ooh, hot rolls today, baby. 23, baby.
All right, so one of the guys comes down, the dwarf Elor begins to stand up a bit, and the guy knees him in the gut just as he begins to stand up. And you just hear as he falls back to the ground, and he said, "It's your lucky fucking day. We might just have to leave you as we have a new bounty in tow, huh? Tell your brother to stop your big fucking mouth."
They're saying this to show?
Yeah, no, he's saying this to Elor.
Oh, sorry, okay.
Shut your big fucking mouth. I know your brother doesn't appreciate any of the hardships you seem to intow on him around this town. You cost him money, you hear? And he kicks him again. This time he spits a tooth. Blood's kind of running down his face. And Elor kind of smiles and says, "We're running a trade that Julian needs more than he wants you to shut me up. I'll give you that. Without our supplies, your road will never be finished. Bring me to him. Just try me. I've got enough pull between Ironton here and all the fucking ships out in this port. We'll blackball you all." He spits some more blood. The three individuals kind of step back. "Yeah, we taught you a lesson. Get the fuck out of here. Stop talking shit about Julian's daughter. Nobody appreciates that crap. You have no idea what you're talking about. And he's saving your life." He gives him a kick. Then they go grab Shojitatu. "Yeah, load him on my back. I think we teach this dwarf a lesson. Go back to your brother and tell him hello for us. Make sure he knows who did it to you, so he knows who to pay." Then they both kind of spit at each other and walk off. They have Shojitatu over the two individuals' shoulders who aren't the leader, and begin walking to the side door of the Dragon's Nug. The door opens up, and a female bartender kind of peeks out, gasps for a second. "Who's that?" And you hear him say, "Apparently Shojitatu, but he looked a little different when in the bar. He's with the crew. Sound familiar?" She starts to ponder and then shuts the door. They sit there for a moment. The dwarf starts to get to his feet, get to his knees and his feet, and grab a hammer that's on his side. He begins to clutch it, snarling in their direction, but not taking any steps forward. Sparkmaster, you notice none of this. What is it you're doing?
So I'm alone in the city. I feel like I got to go back to the house. I feel like that's where Xander's going to show up. If Super finds anything, he's going to show up there. I want to go back to what we've kind of made to be our base and where Nemeana's body is.
Super, roll me a perception check again. You had a pretty good one. What did you get?
Not this time. It's not as good.
What was the first one?
Yeah, 13 this time.
What was the first one?
23.
Okay. You'd recognize that Sparkmaster out of the back corner as you're observing the situation is beginning to pack up and go. Do you want to stop it?
No, I think it's fine for now.
Okay. Sparkmaster packs up and goes back to the house. Super, you continue to follow them as they rummage through all of the show's possessions, pocketing quite a bit of it. You see them playing around with coin, kind of fucking with each other, fighting over certain trinkets he has, specifically a gemmed necklace that they both seem to want. They drop on the ground and it breaks. Apparently a vial of some sort with a liquid inside. Lays waste on the ground. They kind of push each other. One punches the other in the face. Until the leader says, "Hey, there's plenty to share. Put him in a cage." Begins to walk toward Julian's estate. Sparkmaster, you make it to the house. You notice Nemeana is not there. Rewind. Now we're still in slight daylight. Xander, you walk aboard this ship.
So, what are they all? Are they all the same race? Are they all different?
They all seem to be very tall, pale humans.
Slender, bulky.
Yeah, pretty much. They have facial hair, but not like grown out, but very precisely trimmed to make patterns on their faces. Some scars across their eyes, eyelids, things that look like blade-induced fighting scars of some sort. But not many of them have a muscle mass, or at least of an upper body or a torso.
Okay, so kind of like Nemeana. Okay.
Just paler.
Hey, I'm strong.
Right now, you're not. Right now, you're dead.
They lead you on, Xander, and as soon as you get on the ship, one of them takes the wheelbarrow out from your hands and kind of pushes you aside as three others set you down in a chair. They pull your feet up and immediately start doing a seance around your feet, taking a brush and scraping between your toes. Your shoes are off. They're scraping in between your toenails, breathing on them heavy. You can feel their breath on your feet. The wheelbarrow goes kind of off to another part of the ship with your friend Nemeana.
Thank you, but I need to stay with my friend.
This is important.
This is too.
They give you no mind and continue brushing.
I stand up and say, thank you. I'm very, very appreciative.
Four
I
of them
need to go with him.
Push you back onto the chair. This must happen.
Can he wait? Can we wait to take him until I'm done with this very important procedure?
One of them pauses for a moment. It says in some sort of a foreign tongue that almost sounds angelic of sorts. And the gentleman stops the wheelbarrow, looks back. And the party of monks, if you want to call them that, with brushes, there seems to be a few of them, instantly go over to him and start brushing him and brushing his fur and combing out little pieces of dirt and putting it into vials and trays. They took a moment to pause. They're pulling pieces of dirt from your hair, from your fingernails, pulling all of them out. And this goes on for about 10 minutes as you're getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. Every little morsel of dirt gets pulled off of you and placed into a tray. One of the guys who's not doing any of the work and overseeing the whole operation says, you must be clean, no impurities. No torched earth shall come into the sanctity of this ship. You must understand, you displace the holy matter, you alone shall die. We cannot have this. We're trying to do you a favor. Please cooperate.
I am very appreciative of all you're doing. Please, proceed.
We continue on for 10 more minutes, and those combing Nemeana say that he's an absolutely filthy animal. I'm probably going to have to take 20 more minutes to do it.
I cannot argue with you. He's
Not while I'm
bathes
drinking,
himself.
man.
Filthy fucking animal. And begins to comb him. One recommends, maybe we should shave him.
No. Nemeana's body twitches.
They say, no, that would be too much of a hassle. They eventually get you clean and walk you to the bottom of the ship. We're going to do our best. What is his name?
His name is Nemeana.
Nemeana. You
Yes,
swear
yes.
your allegiance to our order. And the order for him to uptake as well when he comes alive. All on you. I understand you know not much of what we do, but I'm sure you have felt the holy essence every time you step foot on the soil and realize you are crushing that holy essence every step that you take. Just keep an open mind and learn from us. We want you no longer to crush that is holy, but instead nourish it with the blood of others who wish not to take the cloth.
I can swear to you as a traveling man, one who has learned in the ways of all kinds of religions, that if this can be done, I will spread the good news of your in Malta as far as I can.
By seat or by blood. Aye. And they take you in. Roll me a perception, or roll me a persuasion check. Or an acting
20.
check.
20.
Well, damn done, sir. You've got them in. Okay. As they pull you to 3 levels beneath the ship, you are in the core of everything that is them. They gather around you. There are lights flickering. They place him on a table of white cloth. surrounded by rocks that seem to blow wind in a way that a fan would, but you have no idea what a fan is, and fans don't really exist. But in a similar fashion, um, they sprinkle some dust, white dust. You can see the white dust circling around and around and around. And whatever way this wind is pulling this dust, the dust never leaves the path, the channel that's happening within the air. They placed Nemeana directly on there. And as you look around, you are surrounded by about 20, 25 different individuals, all with black cloaks. They start doing some sort of a seance. Some bonde ha nyama. Som bonde ha nyama. This continues for about 10 minutes. Throughout this time, what do you do? What do you think?
Being very respectful to everything they have. I'm not touching anything. I'm standing with my hands, at my chest with my head down as, doing my best to just be part of the woodwork and not interfere with them at all.
As this continues, you get a tap on the shoulder. An individual with bifocals asks you to come with him out of the room. He says, "Shh."
I'll follow him.
All right, you follow out of the room. Thank you for bringing him here. We look forward to your allegiance in joining our cause. There's plenty of earth to be cleansed. We need every 2 arms we can get. About the supplies that you're delivering, can we get them starting to move over as this seance continues, as we find what ailment falls upon your friend?
Well, as much as I would love to, I cannot leave his side. But as soon as he is able, everything is prepared and it will be set aboard.
I understand. Sparkmaster, I love how you change glasses.
Change drinks, change glasses.
A respectful choice.
A written note then might suffice. I think you should stay with him during the seance. It might only take 3 or 4 more hours before we can find whether it works. I just feel the time is being wasted in the meantime. I will draft up a letter and get you to sign it. We can start the moving of the goods, and then you can set sail with us. We shall have your baptism.
The excuse set sail with you.
Aye. You pledge allegiance to the order.
I said I would spread the news of your order.
As we are, yes, in target locations.
Subscription fee of $9.99.
But if I'm with your order,
yes,
then we're only hitting individual places. If
yes,
I go out on my own, I'm going into the people. And I am spreading your word to thousands upon thousands
but
in song.
But a speck of fertile soil amongst a beach of sand does no good for the plants growing there. Soil must stick together if it is to nourish this earth.
True. But if you go and gather more soil, you will have land greater than a beach.
I do not understand.
If you called this amount of people on this ship land and all that out there a beach, what if you were to make all of that a beach? If I could begin to convert the people in the cities, think of how many ships you would have of followers to spread the news. If
But
I
you
can
don't even
convince
know
one
how
who
big-
can convince another, who can convince another, it's like setting a wildfire on the land, cleansing it.
But are you ready to share?
If I can see what Ilmater can do.
What do you know about us? How many ships are in our legion off this shore?
I know nothing.
This is my point. You are not yet even a fertile grain of soil. Come with
And
us
yet,
just for 6 months. We shall educate you. You shall see how we can cleanse. You shall see the powers that are afforded to us. We are traveling to the continent of Aussie. Come.
I do appreciate the request and the offer. But at this time, I cannot leave. I have things here that I must attend to.
Takes a deep breath. It's just looking at you dead in your eyes. And looks down to your feet. Continues to stare at them.
I understand this lesson. The being clean, the cleansing of everything. And that is a lesson that I will take to heart. I pride myself on keeping myself clean, but you've showed me a whole new, other level.
Every step you take on land is a sin without blessed feet. You don't have the means to bless those feet.
Other than a humble prayer.
He leaves. He begins to leave the room and opens the door back into the other room. Slams the door shut. You're alone in the side room. Imagine a crying room in a church. He begins to go in there and talking to somebody else amongst the seance, who seems to be of a higher ranking dark robe than the rest of them. Give me an insight check.
$14.
You realize from that encounter things are shifting in your favor.
In my favor or out of my favor?
Out of your favor. Only a
Okay.
matter of time before this continues to slip.
All right. I'll approach them while they're talking.
Okay.
So, perhaps I didn't make myself clear. I didn't say I was not willing to join you. I just cannot do it right now.
What guarantee do we have to allow you to walk this earth and tarnish it? Rub your feet on everything that we consider holy. Do you need your feet at all?
Most definitely.
So we have a problem.
No.
We've already
there's
lost
no
our
problem.
last ship that came here.
Why did you lose your last ship? Was it the turtle?
Lord. God, I wish. An imposter. Lotho Whitfoot.
And what happened?
I only hear rumors, but he pretended to be one of us. Picked up from another port. Until he found his way here. He got Alabas to turn against our kind. We had to bribe them with much gold in order to even port here.
They did seem to think rather ill of you at the dock.
Indeed.
However, I looked past that and saw that you all have value and meaning, as everyone does.
You were in need.
You are too.
Of what?
Supplies. Without having to desecrate your feet. You see, we can work together. And perhaps I can assist the other ships that are coming in and get them loaded so that none of them have to desecrate their feet. I can be your man in port.
They begin to whisper amongst each other. They come back to you. Well then, provide yourself useful. For 1 foot tarnishing this earth is much better than hundreds. Give us the supplies. We will let you go. With both feet intact.
The supplies are always yours. I gave my word.
We look forward to having you join us the next time we make port, or wherever we may see you. Hopefully not at the other end of one of our blades. We're going down to Aussie to kill a plantation, if you will, where there's much sin taking place.
That is not my concern. And I say go with speed.
Aye. Take your way. Have these sandals. They will save at least 6 hours of sin and tarnish.
Thank you. They will be cherished possessions.
Aye.
With that letter, I will have it signed so that they may start loading your supplies.
Sure.
What about the other ships in port? Do they need me? Might I be of service that way?
They think for a moment and begin to talk. If you can arrange for the same supply shipment, we shall trade off, and there will be 4 more ships that will come in. Supply them with all this. The other 3 we will pay for. Just handle the logistics. Payment will be made upon delivery of all the goods.
It will be done.
It was a pleasure doing business with you, sir.
And with you.
We'll put
I
in
do
good
hope
word
that
on
my
Sirach. If this is complete, we will give you a noteworthy item.
I would be honored.
Aye. Do you remember your way off the ship?
Yes, but I thought I was staying here with Nemeana until it was completed.
He pledged his allegiance as well. I suspect he's under the same time crunch and situation you are.
I cannot speak for a cat. I can only speak for myself.
Well,
I know he's a brave soul.
Continue to lounge. The seance will take about 3 more hours.
In the meantime,
I pray as a miracle that you can see the power in which you have denied allegiance to, in hopes that it may sway your views to what is important in this world. Whatever God you are following would be crushed.
blessings be to you and your Amata.
So as you lounge or continue the seance, Sparkmaster, you come back to the Aster and Egbert's home to see a trail of a single wheel going through the house and out the front door. Mud from the garden.
So I'm definitely curious as to what has been done with Nemeana's body. I am fairly confident that a member of our party has done this because no one else would really know we had a corpse here, and what would anyone want with Nemeana's body? I know where Show are. I know where Super is, so that leaves one possible person. So I'm thinking, what has Xander done here? He's been off trying to find something to do with Nemeana, and now Nemeana's gone. So I'm definitely thinking that Xander is doing something, and I'm contemplating, okay, do I want to go and try to find Xander, or do I want to chill here and wait and see what develops? And it's actually nighttime now. We're back in the nighttime, right?
Correct.
Okay. I think I want to follow the wheelbarrow a little bit just to kind of see where it goes. Is it going into town? Is it going off into the woods? Like where Where does this kind of take me?
Give me a survival check. Also, there's this beautiful saying said, "Don't split the party," and you guys
I know.
are an immaculate.
We're all gone. All right, I got a 4 on survival.
It goes out either the front door or the side door.
Either the front door or the side door. So I don't know where this thing is even going.
No, yeah. Not too hot. Sadly, wheelbarrow tracking was never a strong suit in your studies.
I just do not want to
do it another way. If there's another way that you would like to do this, if you could think of anything more, any other way to track a wheelbarrow down a street. You go to the street and there are a number of wheel tracks, but the wheelbarrow just gets lost within them.
So at this point, I do not know where Xander has taken Nemeana. I do not know a better place for me to be than at the house where everyone was left. I feel like this is our gathering point, and I am not going to go start any more trouble. I don't want to get any more one-off threads. The party's already divided.
Xander, you continue there for 3 or so hours. They finish the seance. They come back to you and say, "We wish you to stay. We wish you to join us. Our attempts have only been partially successful. Consider the next 10 days his first day of death. But we could not bring him back."
I understand.
And instead of 10, he actually said 5 because, yep. DM mistake. Sorry, guys.
I heard 10. It's canon.
Fucking 10. All right.
Canon.
I'll keep it. I got to get better. What can you do?
That is amazing. So you've slowed the process.
Indeed. Our deal still upholds, correct?
For the other ships.
Correct.
I will have them all
out of the port within the next 2 days.
I will have them all taken care of. And I will cover the payment for them.
You have our blessing. But keep your gold. We will plunder more. He gives you the wheelbarrow. They all walk you out. 3 or 4 of the gentlemen begin to spit on you as you leave.
Thank you.
That frustrates them, and they hawk an even bigger loogie at you as you scurry out. You make your way back into town, going toward the Astor and Egbert's house. You eventually barge in to see Sparkmaster in somewhat of a panic on the couch or on the chair or pacing back and forth or something.
He's sitting patiently waiting, sharpening his sword.
Ah, Sparkmaster.
Xander.
I have good news and a bit of bad news.
Where did you take Nemeana?
Well, my thought was we needed to find a priest because who else can heal other than a deity and bring someone back?
Indeed.
Well, the only temple in this entire city is burnt to the ground. So I went to the harbor to check to see if there was any types of clerics perhaps stranded from the turtle or perhaps in port. I found a ship full of priests of a god called Imalter.
Imalter?
Ilmater.
Ilmater. Sounds
And
familiar.
they performed a ritual on him. Although they could not bring him back, they were able to slow his decay for the next 10 days. So
Buying us a bit more time.
we do have the option as Sumper's route will refresh itself that we can still get him to Ironton and get him healed.
Ah, yes, the trees should be ready to go again in 6 days.
Right.
I've noticed you do not have his body with you.
It's in the wheelbarrow.
Super.
So yeah, I brought his body back in.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Super. Now, following the individuals, they take Shotatu into a dark house in kind of a vacant part of town. Put him in, shut the door. There are no windows to this house whatsoever.
I look around. Is there like any other sort of entryway that a cat or a rat might be able to make their way through?
A rat might be able to make under the door. A cat, there isn't. Roll me an intelligence check. Investigation. You can do investigation if you're proficient on it. But
13 still.
13.
Yeah.
No, you're not able to place an entrance.
Okay.
To this.
And you said that they left after they put him in there?
No, they didn't.
They didn't leave. Okay. Can I turn into a little teeny spider and then crawl under the door and then I'll like crawl up the wall?
You can.
Yeah, that's my. So I'll do that, and that's my second transformation for the day.
Yep. As you go in as a spider, you immediately go through, and it's dark, but there's light a very far ways away, especially in the length of a spider.
Right.
You continue to crawl, almost getting attacked by a centipede. But you're able to outskirt it, as you are more intelligent than a centipede is.
Sometimes.
You hear some scurrying that sounds tremendously much larger than you as a small spider. You're able to continue to scurry. Roll me a survival check to see if one of the hundreds of thousands of creatures that could potentially try to eat you as a spider tries to eat you.
19 total.
You are able to move past bats, rats, centipedes, other carnivorous spiders, and make your way into a light. You come to a prison of, from your perception, at least 20 cells. Moaning is going on in this first level. You see a dark staircase downward further. Investigating, you can see Shotutatu is in the middle of the hallway, unconscious and shackled. There's a guard standing there at the desk at the entryway, and the two individuals who are taking Sho are nowhere to be seen.
I guess I'll look around to see, is there like, so all the guards are not in the direct vicinity, it sounds like. Is that right?
There's a single guard at a desk toward the entrance before the cells start.
Right. Is there anything on the desk of interest, like a key or anything like that?
There are a number of keys.
Number of keys. Gotcha. Are they like labeled like key 1, 2, 3, etc.?
Not from what you can see.
Not from what I can see.
How much time would you like to spend here investigating? Put it that way. Roll me an investigation check. Let's just do that.
Question. All right. 5.
Yep, not that you can see.
I see that there are walls in this building. All right. Shit. If I wait for like an hour, could I maybe re-roll another one?
You definitely can, and throughout that investigation, Shotutatu gets a cell. He gets dragged down to the second level beneath. You can follow him down there, and there's a load more cells. Some with decrepit people who seem to be just starving to death. Clawing, drooling even, but then sucking up their drool because it seems like that's the only fluid that they can get.
That's nice.
There are people crying without tears coming out of their eyes. They're dried and shriveled. One cell, an individual is eating something massive, about the same size as himself.
I cast Tidal Wave to sate their thirst. Just blast on these few fuckers. I'm not gonna do that. I'm kidding. That'd be kind of hilarious. But
Shotutatu gets put in, and you hear, "Well, it's the only fucking cell. All these ill taxpayers deserve their punishment." And you see him locked up in the very first cage on the second floor, down. There is a draft. You can tell, being a spider, it's blowing pretty good. And you don't know where the draft is coming from, but there is some sort of an air entry into this place that's not the front door.
I will definitely see if I could follow that draft.
Okay, how long are you a spider? 2 hours?
Oh, shit. Yes, correct. 2 hours, I think, is the max that I could spend.
Or you would know this. Now, oh God, should I? You got roll me an intelligence check, sir. Get above a 5.
Oh, yeah, it's above 5. It's 14 plus whatever.
Okay. Well, you didn't cage yourself, so that's good.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
And
it's half my my level, so I'm 6. So 3 hours is what it is actually.
Oh, nice. Okay, with 3 hours, you're able to crawl around, still avoiding getting eaten by any number of creatures that are here. Amazingly, and I think any other episode, I'm going to have you roll for that because there's a lot of things that could eat a spider. But you're able to find an air shaft, not to Sho's cell, but within arm reach of Sho's cell and the cell next to his. It leads to the surface, and you crawl your way out, knowing that you have a crunch of time. You're able to make your way to the surface outside of the walls of Alabast.
Nice. Okay. Well, yeah, I make my way out, and then I guess I'll turn back into my Soompa self, and then I will make my way back to Alistair's place so I can report to the crew like where they took show.
Sure. And as you enter, you hear, "Hey, pay the tolls. Just 2 copper, and you can come into Alabasta."
I say, "You son of a bitch."
Yes, you son of a bitch, too. Give me the 2
You
copper.
you ain't getting no copper from me this time.
Every
I paid you
time
silver. I paid you
better
silver
get it.
last time. That
Yes.
covers the copper.
I
And I
only
just,
want
like-
copper because you're a night traveler, and this is the fee. Otherwise, you're on the list to Julian. You do it, or you get on the list.
What's Julian doing with this list anyway?
He's fucking the people over who don't pay me the copper.
How?
I don't ask any questions. I just get the money and give it to him so he doesn't kill me.
Well, you tell Julian that Bobby No Legs sends his
I
regards.
know your name. It's Super.
Yeah, I know, but I'm speaking for Bobby No Legs. He'll know who I'm talking about.
Where's your copper, big blabber?
Tell him to go to Bobby Two Legs for the copper.
That's it. I'm writing you on the list. And once you're on, you may never get removed.
That's fine with me. Tell him to take it up with Bobby No Legs.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you too,
He
Bucko.
goes around Super.
And then Super runs away with his like, woo.
Fair enough. All right, you make your way to Aster and Egbert's house. In the midst of Sparkmaster and Zander's conversation, excuse any time discrepancies here, but you are all now finally together once again.
Hey,
This
Bucko
episode
Browns.
was going to be a staging event for you guys to go off and do the thing, and it turned into a lot of things.
Glad we could mess it up for you.
Yeah, glad that we could make sure it went in no direction you were intending it to go in. So
Not at all.
that's what the players are here for.
It is. This is what makes my job the most joyful. So it makes it a story for me. I don't know where you guys are going.
True. I hear
These
you.
damn dirt worshipping monks.
Night worshippers.
Fuckers. Who knew you were going to jump on a ship?
I didn't. I thought
Wait,
when
continue.
we
You're having
started.
a conversation now.
Super.
That's me.
Good news. So Nemeana, he may not be alive, but I was able to find some priests that were able to slow down his decay. So when you are able to portal us through the tree, we can get back to Ironton and perhaps we can revive him there.
Revive him there. Like, do these people know somebody in Ironton?
Oh no. They're on their way to somewhere else to slaughter a plantation or something. I don't. That wasn't my concern. But
That's concerning. It's disconcerting at the very least that the people that are trying to help us slaughtering plantation. But all right. Anyways, yeah.
they said the people are evil or doing something bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But when we go back, we can go see my Rose, and I believe she is strong enough to revive Nemeana.
By the way, Mike, I hate you and I love you.
just dragging Nemeana's corpse all across the fucking shore shack island.
All right, and just to remind you, you do have 3 different hooks, all of which could potentially revive Nemeana, and then Xander went onto the rando ship. And
okay. Now there's 4 hooks.
Friendly
We
reminder:
really love a cat.
you can look for a druid who you know somewhere in the middle of the island. That could be kind of tough. You could look for a bunch of harpies with an item that was meant for King Yrmar, which potentially has the power to heal dead.
Is that string cheese?
Yep.
Man, I could go for some string cheese right now.
For some reason, Julian's daughter potentially has been known to raise the dead.
And that's Rose, correct?
No. Rose is the what I called the priestess in Ironton.
Gotcha. I feel like that'd be our best bet, just because
I think
her.
it's definitely the safest.
It's the safest. Who was that? Was that you, Xander?
Yeah.
Why are you saying it? Why are you speaking so weird?
so Mike doesn't F it up.
Oh, right. It's definitely the safest. Objectively so. There's no way it could become dangerous.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's Show?
Oh yeah, that guy.
Well,
I explained to them.
He's been apprehended.
Oh yeah, you weren't there for that. That's right. Yeah. He's got apprehended.
We think he's with Julian.
Not yet, actually. Where he's at, he's in this prison that's kind of near the city walls, within the city walls, but like near the city walls, inside the city walls.
So you know exactly where he's at.
I know exactly where he's at.
So we can get him out.
Well, I was able to find kind of an air duct that could get me into the prison, like right next to where he's being kept.
Mm-hmm.
And there was at the time only one guard, so I think we'd probably be able to overpower this guard to break him out. There was a row, like at the desk where the guard was sitting, a bunch of keys, and I'm assuming that they're labeled for each cell, but I'm not really sure. We'll have to see. But it looked like pretty much a lot of Julian's political enemies, I'm assuming, are in that jail.
So it's an air duct big enough that you can fit down in?
Yeah, as a spider.
Oh.
Okay. So we can't get through this air duct.
No, but I could probably sneak in and then like let you in from the inside is what I'm thinking.
Can you turn anybody else into something?
No, but like I said, what I'd do is I'd sneak in and then I would open the door from the inside to let you guys in.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we'd have to do it tomorrow though because I don't have any.
I definitely have to sleep. We are way too tired.
Yeah.
But we could do that. If you could open the door, maybe I can just sneak all the way down and get him out.
I mean, I think it's our best bet because we need him. And I don't know exactly what those guys were going after Show for, but they were bullies.
Well, I mean, Show probably has a past.
Somehow they knew him. Somehow Julian's crew knows Show. I did notice he was very quick to disguise himself when we were in Alvast.
Well, we have time. Nemeana is safe. So, with Nemeana at least being safe at this moment, but tomorrow morning, I have something I have to do. It will take me a few hours, but kind of a payment for the healing for Nemeana. It's something I've already committed to. So if you guys can make sure he's still there, perhaps tomorrow night we can break him free.
I
mean,
respect that you are a man that pays your debts, Sander. We can wait for you to do what you need to do.
I don't think they're going to kill him in a day if they've been looking for him this long. I mean, they're going to beat him for a while at least.
They're definitely like looking for information from him. They wouldn't just take him like that, you know.
Even if we find a 9-fingered show, it's still better than nothing.
It's almost a full show, although I would not like Show to lose a finger. I feel he's a good man.
Yeah, let's go with that.
And we'll find out where that goes on the next episode of Shawshank Adventures. God bless you.